Welcome to Super Elite Entertainment. This show is brought to you by Perez Tire Center, located at 72 Knowlton Street in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Aces Bail Bond, Yasmin Khan, quick response 24/7, easy payment 203-257-6228. Ramirez Spanish Restaurant, specializing in seafood y churrasco. Spark City Smoke and Vape Shop, located at 815 Lafayette Boulevard in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Evolution Sports Bar and Cafe, located at 1279 North Avenue in Bridgeport. Miranda & Sons Automotive, specializing in brakes, electrical system, diagnostic check, full general auto repairs. Contact Louis Miranda at Miranda & Sons. Bridgeport Auto Glass, 1227 Barnum Avenue in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Visit www.bridgeportautoglassshop.com. And finally, Moran Insurance Agencies, protecting your future. Call 203-864-6232 or visit www.moraninsuranceenagencies.com. What's up, you guys? Welcome to Live with Jason Rodriguez. I'm your host, and we're broadcasting from the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Really excited, as you guys know, to be here broadcasting from our Super Elite Entertainment Studio, which is located in downtown Bridgeport. As you know, this is my passion. This is what I love to do. And my goal here in our studio is to bring you the best exclusive interviews throughout the state of Connecticut. Each and every Tuesday nights, we're here broadcasting live at 7 p.m. This is a community platform, and our platform is always open to anyone who is willing to come onto our hot seat. Let me tell you, I warn you right now, when you come to the hot seat, it's a little bit hot. For example, right now it's hot in here tonight. And tonight I'm excited because I have Bridgeport Police Detective Vinny Lariccia, who's here in the studio tonight. And he's going to be sitting on the hot seat, man. So we're going to see how Vinny does. I'm sure he's going to destroy it. He's going to kill it. And I'm sure that there's a bunch of you Vinny fans out there that are watching right now. So if you're watching, please click that share button and share this live broadcast into your timeline. Forward it. Send it to those people that are in your messenger friend list. So that everyone else can join in with us. Vinny is running for to be the president of the union of the Bridgeport Police Department, and he is here so we can talk about it. As you guys already know, right now police departments nationwide are going through a really critical time, especially with the Black Lives Movement and all the other protesting and the riots that are taking place throughout America. But Vinny is willing to take a stand. He's willing to stand up for his department. He's willing to stand up for the officers who he works side by side with to represent them as their union president. So I'm excited to be here with Vinny Lariccia, who's going to be joining me momentarily. But I want to welcome all of you who are listening to us on our podcast, whether you're on Anchor, Spotify, Republic Radio, Apple Podcasts. Thank you guys for tuning in each and every week. We love you. We thank you for your support, and we pray that you continue to tune in on a weekly basis, because without your support, we will not be able to do what we do. Big shout out to all the essential workers, especially all of you who've been working for the last 6 months during this crazy pandemic. We've been affected by COVID-19, but all of you essential workers have been rising up day in and day out and reporting to work in order to preserve our safety. But with that said, I'm going to take a quick commercial break. When I come back, I will have Bridgeport Police Detective Vinny Lariccia here with me momentarily. You guys don't go anywhere from this commercial break. We'll be right back. Make sure you share this broadcast into your timeline.
Welcome to Spark City Smoke and Vape, located at 815 Lafayette Boulevard, Bridgeport, Connecticut.
All right, you guys, and welcome back to Live with Jason Rodriguez. I'm the host of this show, and I'm excited to be here once again, broadcasting from the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Tonight we have Mr. Vinny Lariccia. I'm sure that there's a whole bunch of you that are watching right now who know Vinny. You're a personal friend of Vinny. Some of you are officers who work side by side with him. I'm sure that Vinny has a lot of family members that are watching right now, so welcome to the show. But what I want to do is I want to open up the show with a statement. Vinny Lariccia has over 25 years of military and law enforcement experience, currently holding the rank of detective and assigned as the sniper team leader and instructor for the emergency services for the Bridgeport Police Department. As a 20-year member in good standing with the police union, Local 1159, he has served numerous sessions as a union steward. Vinny teaches a wide range of SWAT tactics, firearms, use of force, and close quarter combat operations. Prior to his police career, Vinny obtained the rank of sergeant in the United States Marine Corps. While serving in the Marines, he conducted several overseas missions as a forward observer attached to the 3rd Marine Division. Vinny is currently working on his doctorate in public administration at California Baptist University. He obtained his master's degree, which focused on criminal justice, police science from Boston University, and a bachelor's of science degree in criminal justice from Post University. Without further ado, I want to present to you guys my good friend and your family member and your co-worker from the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut, Bridgeport Police Department, Detective Vinny Lariccia. Vinny, how you doing, my brother?
Good, Jason. How are you?
Excellent. So,
Happy
we're
to be
here. We've been working up to this day for quite some time now.
We have.
And I'm excited to have you here, Vinny.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. And the thing that excites me so much is that, for quite some time, and I've been here in Bridgeport for 2 years, almost 2 years I'm about to hit. And I've been trying to get a police officer to come on our show for quite some time. I did have your buddy, George Cintron, who was here about 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
So I'm excited to have you here tonight. And the reason why we have you here is because you're running for union president for the Bridgeport Police Department, Local 1159.
Correct.
So before we jump into all the questions that I have for you and you start breaking everything down in details, because I know a lot of people that's watching are going to be asking you questions. And I expect for you guys to ask Vinny questions, especially if you're a citizen of Bridgeport, Connecticut, and most importantly, if you're an officer in Bridgeport Police Department, because you're running up against 2 other individuals.
Yep.
And, it's 3 of you. The race is close. It's a tight race. October 10th, all the ballots are due.
Yep.
By the October 12th, you will know the results.
Correct.
And with that said, I just want you to jump right into it and give the viewing audience just a brief introduction of who Vinny Lariccia is at this time.
Yeah. Again, Vinny Lariccia. I think the most important thing about me is I'm a person. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. I'm a police officer. I look as being a police officer as my profession. I love it. But it's not what identifies me as a person. And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes we make as officers, especially when we're young, is we're just known as that cop or the police officer. And we have to be known as more. When we're here for our 8 hours, 16 hours, however long our shift is, we have to be that officer and carry ourselves appropriately, but we can't make it our identity. So if somebody were to ask me who I am, I like to just say I'm Vinny.
Love it, Vinny. Love it, man. And the thing is that you have 20 years of experience working for the Bridgeport Police Department.
Yep.
I mean, you paid your dues, man.
Thank you.
You're over the hump 2 times.
Yep.
And you're getting close to the exit door.
Yep.
And with the 5 years that you have left, I find it really impressive that you are willing to take a stand as a union representative, as a union president. You want to lead your department. Great responsibility, a lot of hats to wear, a lot of issues to deal with, especially, let's be honest, we're not going to sugarcoat and beat around the bush, especially with Bridgeport Police Department.
Yep.
There's a lot of issues going on, especially right now. But you want to take the reins and you want to lead this department. Why?
I do. Some people say because I'm crazy.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I'm really excited about it. I think I've looked at it as trying to make a change. And in any organization, you sort of have to be high on the rank structure to make an effective change usually. So we have a unique situation where I'm never going to be a captain. I'm never going to be the assistant chief. But as the union president, You don't need rank to affect change and impact everybody. So I never had a strong interest in being union president until probably about 5 years ago. I was actually approached by somebody else asking me to run, and I didn't. I was still going to school. It wasn't the right time. I couldn't dedicate myself to it. And as I started to learn more about the processes of government and proper public administration, I said, ooh, Bridgeport's been doing some things wrong. And I think if I stepped in as union president, if I were to be elected, I could make some positive changes before I leave for the future.
Yeah.
Some of them probably aren't going to affect me or my generation, my classmates that are retiring in 5 years or less, but we all have children, and there's other people that are going to carry this torch after us of being Bridgeport police officers. So
absolutely, and as you already know, there's a lot of classes that actually there's a class that just started about a week ago.
Yep.
There's going to be constant classes going through. The department is forever changing. There's a lot of new faces. There's still a lot of veterans, and the next in the next year or two, there's going to be maybe 50 to 100 officers who are going to be in line, or they qualify for full retirement.
Yeah.
So, the department's going to continue even changing even the more. But when we look at your union, comparing it to what it is right now, to what it used to be 10, 15, 20 years ago, do you believe that your union can be better? Can it be stronger? And if so, what would your approach be as the president?
Yeah, I know the union can be better. And I think one of the huge drawbacks or negatives with the union has been communication. It's been years in the making, and it's no fault of the current union executive board or the current president. It's just something that hasn't changed. Mm-hmm. Our website needs to be updated. We've had a pandemic for 6 months, right? No union meetings. We just had our first one last month, our second one last week, but we've had pretty much minimal communication with our members over that period. So we really have to bridge that gap of, you don't have to come to a union meeting to understand what the union's doing, mm-hmm. and know that the union's working for you, and put it all out there and be transparent about what we're doing as a union and letting our members know about it and be able to give us feedback.
Absolutely. And one thing that I have identified and recognized is that you are very, very qualified to be a great union president. Not only do you have the policing experience, but you also have the education. You have your bachelor's, you have your master's, you're working on your doctorate right now, which is really impressive. Not too many officers who are out there chasing after a doctorate degree. So I think that all of those essentials that you have definitely qualifies you to grab the horns of that responsibility.
Thank you. I've been on the periphery of our union for years, mm-hmm. And I think that my qualifications now and my education are going to allow me to step in, break from that status quo and the way things have been, whether it be over the last 5 years, 10 years, 1 year, and really inject some fresh ideas and, new motivations.
Absolutely. And, when I was on your website, and I want people to know that they can go onto your website when they get an opportunity. I want to put that up on the screen right now, which is right there. You can visit www.vinny2020.com for Union President Local 1159. Visit the website. All the concerns, all the issues, and your biography as well. Everything is just listed on your website, man. But one of the things that I want to mention that I seen on your website when I was on there were some of the issues that are concerning the department, that are concerning to most of the officers that are there. The first one that stuck out to me, and I said, really interesting. I wanted you to break it down for me and for the viewing audience. 6 pillars of public administration. What is that all about?
Yeah, so if you were to log in, I have a short little paragraph of each of them. Mm-hmm. But those pillars are what I want to bring forth to our union. Some of them are, equity, transparency, and I really, there you go, rookie picture there. And I really want people to understand that we're going to put a professional aspect out there, and we will be accountable. Our union will be accountable. The president will be accountable to the e-board and the members, but I will also hold the e-board accountable for stepping up and doing what they need to do to move our union forward. So the pillars they're there. I definitely don't have time to explain each and every one of them, but I encourage people to just go on there and click on some of the things and read them. All those issues that you'll see on the website are issues that other members have come to me and said, hey, how would you handle this?
Yeah.
And I put it out there with an answer to all of them, how I would handle it.
Yeah. Well, you know, when I'm looking at you, I'm looking at you as let's say a presidential candidate. I'm looking at you. You are a presidential candidate, trying to become the president of the union.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you as, you know, someone who's running for politics. So you're on the spot. You're on the hot seat right now. I'm not going to put you in a bad situation, though.
It's all right.
But you know, I'm just throwing concerns at you that officers have.
Yep.
For example, polo shirts and ball caps. How many times I have a lot of police officer friends who I hang around with. Sometimes I run into them where they're out there working, you know, on the street detail, whatever, construction detail.
Yep.
And they're in full uniform, sweating their asses off. Yeah. And they're like, man, why can't we wear, you know, a ball cap, or why can't we wear a polo shirt?
Yeah.
Tell us.
So the guys that are working those construction jobs, doing police duties on a construction road job, they can wear a ball cap, but for patrol. So our patrol division wants to be able to wear a ball cap or a polo shirt under their, you know, ballistic. They also, a lot of them want to wear a Molly vest, which would be a bulletproof vest with pouches that you can access on your chest, so it takes some of the weight off of your waistline and your belt, prevent back injuries. There's a lot of studies on that. But right now, to change that, to allow patrol officers to wear a polo hat, a polo shirt, and a baseball hat, we'd actually have to get a policy change, which would require us going to the Board of Police Commissioners, having them approve it. So it's a process, but I think it's something that we have to put out to our membership. If it's something that they feel strongly about and they truly want it, some of the older guys probably don't. Some of the newer guys are probably the ones that do.
Yeah.
But if we can get, you know, more than 50% to say, hey, this is something we feel strongly about, then we as the union president, no matter who it is, have an obligation to push forward and try to get that for our members.
And that's what I was going to say, because if I'm an officer and you're representing me as my president, you know, I'm expecting for you to fight for me and to listen to my needs and my concerns.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it goes in my favor or not, I'm hoping that you as the president will collectively listen to what I have to say and proceed forward with what it is that I'm concerned about.
Yeah, I will never wear a polo shirt or a baseball hat in uniform. I'm not in that role. I'm a detective. Even if I went back to patrol, I probably wouldn't. But there's a lot of guys that want to. So if they want to, it's something that, you know, we'll work towards.
So let's talk about timely promotions. That's another concern. Yeah,
that's disgusting. So what happens is, based on city charter, the city has 120 days to give a promotional exam after there's an opening. So in the Detective Bureau, our last opening was a detective that retired in December of 2017. They just now gave that promotional test this month, a month ago. So they took 3 years instead of 120 days. Our union allowed that to happen. They didn't fight it. And now officers that have 4.5 years on the job couldn't take a detective promotional exam because you have to have, you know, a year after you're off probation to be eligible to take the exam, but it goes by the opening. So we have to hold the city accountable. If we have to follow our policy and our contract, the city has to follow their charter. We have to demand that the city obeys by their rules as well.
So when it comes to officer safety, which is another big concern, if there's anything important on that list of issues, that's one of the most important. Because officers are out there working first, second, and third shift, especially late at night. Officers put their life at risk on a daily. Every time you put that uniform on, you're taking a risk. So officer safety is really important. What's your response?
Officer safety is going to come down to training, in my opinion. We have failed to properly train our officers to respond, to make critical, decisions. Now, don't get me wrong. Our officers do a great job. They make critical decisions. We just had an officer-involved shooting. From what I understand, it was flawless, and this officer should be on a pedestal right now. But we have to give more training. We have technology and equipment that would allow our officers to simulate like they were in a gunfight, to make decisions, to see what it's like to be sitting in your patrol car and to be getting shot at in an ambush scenario, and train them for counter ambush. How do you draw your weapon from your vehicle? How do you take live fire shots out of your vehicle? Bridgeport doesn't even have a range. Feel free to go to my website and read about how much grant money we got for the range that we don't have. But we don't even have a range. We're the biggest city and the biggest police department in the state of Connecticut.
Wow.
And we're asking Milford and Fairfield and Stratford to borrow their shooting facilities to train the biggest police department in the state.
Wow.
Makes no sense.
So, and I'm going to continue on with all the selected issues that I have.
Go for it.
Secure parking. I've always found it kind of weird. Every time I drive by Bridgeport PD, the parking lot is located across the street, almost down the road from the actual police department. There's no fence surrounding the parking lot. Yeah. Your vehicle that you just paid $40,000, $50,000 for is sitting out there exposed to someone who you arrested yesterday, who's going to come and pop your tires and key the hell out of it. Your response?
Yeah, so the city has the ability to fully lock and fence off our police parking lot where we park our patrol cars. So the city's vehicles could be locked and secured and safe. But our officers' vehicles are across the street in a parking lot with no gate, no fence. People walk through the parking lot constantly. We've caught people trying to get into our cars, breaking into our cars. It's not that hard. They have a full gate around a police department. They have a full gate around City Hall on Lyon Terrace. We could get a fence put up to secure our officers' vehicles.
Absolutely.
Easy fix.
Absolutely. All right, Vinny, so with that said, we're going to take a quick break,
Awesome.
all right? All right, so for you guys that are watching right now, don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When I come back, I will continue on my conversation with Bridgeport Police Detective Vinny Lariccia, who's here in the studio sitting on the hot seat. So far, we're having a good time. Vinny is killing it. He's smashing all the questions. He came ready. I hope you're ready. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back momentarily from this break.
Hi, welcome to Aces Bail Bonds.
Do you need information regarding bail bonds and the bail bond process? Contact us at Aces Bail Bonds, where we are happy to give you a free bail consultation. You are in capable hands with our reputable agency. For fast, reliable bail bond service, get out of jail fast with Aces Bail Bonds. You can save time and money by calling ahead. We'll have the forms ready for you, with everything handled privately, discreetly, and confidentially at our office. For fast, reliable bail bond service, call Aces Bail Bonds now.
Welcome to Ramirez Restaurant.
All right, you guys, and welcome back to Live with Jason Rodriguez. Again, I'm your host of the show, and our studio, Super Elite Entertainment Studio, is located right here in downtown Bridgeport. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so when you get an opportunity. Follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. Subscribe also to our podcast, which is on Anchor, Spotify, and Google Radio. We're all over the place, so, when you get an opportunity, subscribe to our channel. But with that said, I have Mr. Vinny Lariccia here in the studio, who's running to be union president of the 1159 local union for the Bridgeport Police Department. And Vinny, man, so far, how you feeling? You doing good?
I feel great.
Yeah?
Hopefully people have some questions.
Absolutely. So let's take a look and see how many people left comments or anything like that. So, wow, this is actually a good amount of people watching, Vinny. So I have to scroll all the way to the beginning. But here we go. Let's see. Christina Diaz is saying, "Let's go," with a fist pump. My mother's watching. We out there in Florida. Michael Martinez saying, "Here we go." Sam Cortello, Joby Rogers is watching. Let's see. I'm looking for questions. So proud of the man you turned out to be.
Guess I was troubled when I was younger.
Joel Berry. Hi, Vin. Good luck, brother.
He's a former Bridgeport officer.
Former retired Bridgeport officer. How you doing? Thank you for tuning in, Joel. Let's see. Castro Hernandez saying, yes, brother. God, what's all the no questions? I mean, come on, you guys. You guys, listen, I have Vinny Lariccia here, who's running to be president of the Bridgeport Police Department. And, you know, he's here on the hot seat because he wants to take your questions. Not only my questions, but your questions as well. Shane Ronan says the union was in great shape 15 years ago. And then he put LOL.
He was the union president.
Oh, really?
Sean Ronan.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sean. There you go. Let's see who else. Nate Miranda's watching. I see you, Nate. Sean again saying, so handsome.
Thank you, Sean.
All right, so we're going to keep looking. Pete Billings. Pete Billings?
Yeah, he's an officer.
He's an officer? Yep. How you doing, Pete? Thank you for tuning in. Let's keep going. I'm not going to stop until I see. All right, Patricia Lariccia saying, good luck, Vinny.
Cousin.
Cousin?
Yeah.
Okay. Gregory Robb saying, good luck, Vin.
He's a Marine I served with.
Mario Pecco, what makes you more qualified than your opponents? Bam.
I like that.
That's
Finally,
a good question
we got a
right
question.
there. Finally, we have a good question right there. So let's jump right into it with that question, Vinny.
Yep.
What makes you qualified more than your other two opponents? Go for it.
So I think my qualifications start with my education. I'm much like the other opponents. We have two of us have 20 years on, one of us have 18 years on. So we all have the experience with the police department. I think the difference is the education. Although they're educated, they're smart, they're good guys, they're both friends of mine. I've really studied and focused on public administration, and that's really what this is about.
Yeah.
We're a public administration, and I didn't realize how bad the city of Bridgeport, the department was really run until I learned how to do it right. So I think that's a huge factor. And I would say the other factor is just my level of exposure. I've literally traveled the entire country and other parts of the world teaching police officers. And when cops get together and they're teaching, during breaks you're talking. And we're talking about benefits, pensions, and what everybody has, how much they're getting paid. And I've learned how they're doing things. Now, different political environments, different states, different tax bases, it's all going to be different, but we should still be treating our officers and coming with comparable benefit packages.
Yeah.
And what I've learned is Bridgeport is really low when it comes to what our officers are getting with their contracts.
Yeah.
So the education and the exposure from learning how other people are doing it and figuring out how to do it the right way, I think is unique for me.
Absolutely. And now, with that said, we have a bunch of questions pouring in.
Now
all
they're
right.
coming in.
Now
All
the
right.
questions are coming in. So Jim Mezzo says, what will you do when you go head to head with the labor relations?
Well, listen, we're going to win. But Eric Amato is in charge of labor relations. They just named him in charge of civil service as well in the interim. So we're going to take our fight to labor relations. The biggest thing is labor relations are the people that aren't doing those promotional exams. So for 3 years, they failed to follow their city charter, and we didn't hold them accountable. So I'm not going to allow that to happen. It wouldn't have affected me if they gave the promotion exam on time, but it's not about us. It's not about the president, the vice president, the e-board. It's about all of our members. So we will take it to labor relations. We will use whatever backing we need to from our counsel and our lawyers, and we're going to win.
Absolutely.
I think it's simple. They have a charter to follow. We have policy and a contract to follow. If everybody just follows the rules that are written, there's not going to be that many complaints from either end. If we don't like what's written and we don't like the rules, we have to follow them right now, but then we work towards changing them. And I think it's that easy.
All right. Next question. You're in trouble now.
Let's bring
Now
it.
you're in trouble
It's the hot seat.
because the questions are coming in. All right. So thank you, Jim Mezzo, for that question.
Might have to get a
Let's see here. Your buddy, Shane Ronan.
Sean.
Sean. How would you improve communication with members who can't make meetings?
So I sort of talked about communications earlier, but I've already been in touch with a labor relations information services company. They do a lot of training for unions, for public safety, and I've talked to them about ramping up our website, taking our domain name and working it, making it better. We're actually going to have a mobile app. So we'll have the website and we'll have a mobile app. No matter where you go, you'll get push notifications. We'll talk about grievances. We'll talk about updates. You won't have to go to a union meeting to get the information, but we're going to make the union meetings, informative and worthy of coming, because we're going to offer training at them, and we'll go through the criteria, the specific things you have to do at a union meeting, but we're also going to add in some beneficial things and classes for the officers.
Absolutely. And I like the way you just ended that statement, because the next question leads into that, because Giovanni Sanzo,
Okay.
Giovanni,
Yeah.
he's saying, do you feel it's vital to cross-train with other emergency agencies in Bridgeport? And I think that's pretty.
Well, he's a
pretty
firefighter, so that's why he's asking.
Uh-huh.
I do think it's vital. I'm very lucky that Giovanni and I have actually come together. We've brought the fire department and the police together for a lot of our active shooter and mass casualty training. So we have to do more of it. I spoke to the union president of the fire department yesterday, and we've been in communication for months now, and we've been talking about how we can team up and take the fight to the city together, instead of the fire and the police constantly trying to independently fight the city. We're gonna, bring our forces together, and there is some common things that we have to work towards.
Yeah.
Like workers' comp for COVID. That language should have been put out there that, we had some presumptive work-related cause if we had COVID.
Yeah.
And the fire department worked on that language and we didn't. So we're going to come together with emergency services, with fire, with ambulance, and do more training.
There you go, Gio. So, Berthello Love, she's asking a really good question out here. She's saying, how do you think you can influence reform in re-educating the police officers?
So I think we have a great bunch of officers, all right? I think what we really need to work on, of course we need training for the officers, but we really need to educate the community. So if we have a video, let's just say any video that gets put out, it's caught on cell phone video or body cam video, and it looks like it's bad for the officer, but we find that the officer was within policy, was within law, and what they did was legal and right. We need somebody to stand up for that officer, educate the community, and say, hey, listen, we know it looked bad to you, but the reason why it wasn't is this happened, that happened, the officer did this, they did that, and it's within policy and law. So that officer actually did a great job. We can't be afraid to praise that officer for doing a good job if it looks bad, if it was right. On the flip side, when an officer does something that looks bad and ultimately winds up being bad, we need to hold that officer accountable.
Absolutely.
And it's that way. So I think the reform of officers, it's already started. We're getting a lot more de-escalation training. And we need to couple that with good use of force training. Because as much as we train our officers to de-escalate, there comes a time when higher levels of force are needed, whether it's deadly force, less lethal force, and we have to know, without second guessing ourselves, when it's right to make that decision. When we go from yelling at somebody to drawing our weapon and using it. And we can't second guess that. So we need better training to make those decisions and make them right.
Absolutely. So another question that I have for you is, right now, with everything that's going on in America, police departments are facing, and you're touching on some of it, facing, so much scrutiny and so much conflict from the general public. One of the things that they're fighting for is defunding the police departments. You as a union president, how would you deal with that? How would you respond to that effectively?
We have to bring the evidence to the city council and show them why defunding the police department isn't a solution. If anything, we need more funding, because I'm telling you that we need better training. So maybe we just need to use our funding better and, do a better job fiscal services wise for the department, so that we, use our money appropriately. But we need more money, not less money, because our officers need more training, and we need to be able to interact with the community. The community has to have an open line and dialogue with us, but we can't allow the community to tell us what we're doing is wrong if it's not. So if we can have a mutual understanding and some mutual training with the community so that they understand what we do and how we do it and why we do it, that'll go hand in hand with our education of officers for de-escalation and how to appropriately, speak to individuals.
Absolutely. All right, and I think you're smashing. I think you just hit a grand slam.
All right. We'll see.
They hit you off, and that's what we want. We want the people that are watching to hit you off with some tough, difficult questions.
Yeah.
Especially during these difficult times that we're all facing. And I appreciate the questions that you guys that are watching just left there for Vinny. I think you did an outstanding job.
Thank you.
Responding to those questions. As a matter of fact, Mr. Shakira or Miss Shakira Boy says, "Good answer on reform, Vinny."
Thank you, Shakira. Classmate from high school.
So Solano Aldono, she's saying police officers are underpaid. The funding is ridiculous.
Thank you. I agree.
And Jennifer Lynn says, have you put any thought into improving morale in the police department? What's your thoughts on that?
I have. So morale, we tend to say, oh, morale's in the toilet. Morale's horrible right now. And we blame higher ups. We blame our administration, whether it be the chief, the captains, whomever. I think we have to fix the morale at our own level, at the officer level, at the union level. We shouldn't rely on our hierarchy to make us feel good about ourselves. So I think if our union could bring our patrol officers all the way up to every rank, up to deputy chief, which falls into our union, we can definitely make morale better without relying on the administration. Excellent,
Vinny. Well, I think you did an outstanding job
Thank you.
to this part of the show. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, all right? When we come back, I'm going to be dropping a little video in there.
Oh,
all right. I'm going to be dropping a little video. I'm not going to give away the secret right now.
All right.
But for you guys that are watching right now, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. I'm the host of the show. My name is Jason Rodriguez, and our studio is located here in downtown Bridgeport, directly across the street from Murphy's Law and the Bijou Theater. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will continue our conversation with Bridgeport Police Detective Vinny Lariccia when we come right back from this break. You guys don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Looking for custom wheels? Looking for quality and professional service? Do you need a flat tire repaired? Are you looking for a $45 alignment and the lowest prices in the state? Come to Perez Tire Center located in the city of Bridgeport. At Perez Tire Center, we take pride in our selection and service. We are never short on inventory, and we give you the best guaranteed lowest prices up front. At Perez Tire Center, we slash the competition and will beat the other guys. Financing is available and no credit check is needed. We also install batteries and tires on recreational vehicles, trailers, and motorcycles. If you need it, we got it. Perez Tire Center is open 7 days per week, located at 72 Knowlton Street in the great city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. All right, you guys, and welcome back to Live with Jason Rodriguez. Again, I'm the host of this show, and tonight I have Bridgeport Police Detective who's running for Union President, Mr. Vinny Lariccia, here in the studio. Again, if you haven't shared this broadcast to your timeline, please do so when you get the opportunity, or send it to someone. Upload the link, text it to someone, forward it to someone in your messenger friend list. But without further ado, let's continue on with my good friend, Vinny. How you doing, Vin?
I'm wonderful.
We're having a good time?
Absolutely.
You're killing it. You hit about 15 grand slams tonight.
I'm trying.
The general public, the people that are watching, are responding accordingly. They're leaving you a good amount of great responses. Hannah Perry says, way to go, Vinny Lariccia. Christine Tyler says, best wishes, Vinny. Also, great job, cuz. That's your cousin?
Which one?
Chris Lariccia.
Chris, that's my
is saying,
cousin.
great job, cuz. And some of the other people that are watching, I truly appreciate you guys for tuning in. I thank you for your support. Oscar Perez, Pamela Williams, Teresa Davis, Solano Ordono, Glenn Ponganis, Jim Mezzo, Christine Tyler. A lot of guys watching tonight, female
Awesome.
and men, women. But Vinny, what I want to do is last week you had an event where there was a cookout.
Yeah, a little barbecue.
thank to our good friend Z, from the owner of Spark City Smoke and Vape, which is located at 815 Lafayette Boulevard in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Just saying. Has the best cigars in the city of Bridgeport.
I agree.
But Z put an event out for you.
Yeah, hosted a little barbecue.
Yeah, hosted a barbecue.
For people to come down and ask questions they wanted.
Great turnout.
Yep.
A lot of officers showed up.
Yep.
They came down to eat. Whether they support you or not, they still came down
Yep.
to get a meal, which was
Yeah.
nice. But I was there, and I want to drop a video of some of the officers who are just giving you a couple of words.
All right.
And then at the same time, towards the conclusion of the video, you're sharing a few words, which was pretty passionate. I mean, you
right.
put a lot of passion into your words. Let's jump into this video. Let's jump into the video, guys. I hope you enjoy it. I don't know all the names of the officers that are speaking.
They're not going to want anyone to know their names.
Yeah, but here we go, guys. We're gonna jump right into this video. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back momentarily. All right. The video's only like 2-3 minutes long. Don't go anywhere, guys.
What can we say about Vinny? He's a pain in the ass on the range. He'll yell at you if you don't get your groupings tight. He'll always have a smoke with you. Always have a joke for you. And he'll stand behind you when you need him.
I love you, buddy. You're going to do great. You're honest, you're trustworthy, and I think you're going to do a fabulous job as our union president.
You have the highest integrity of anyone that I ever know. I may not be here when you actually get elected union president, but I will always be your friend and always have your back.
I think Vinny is a great candidate for the presidency. Not only because he's my classmate, but he's also a sniper with me. And if I don't say anything good, he could take me out without me knowing about it. So,
thank you for buying my vote by getting me some Beyond Burgers. I really appreciate it. Good luck.
Comment seriously. I'm hoping to join Luigi, as he got already elected as our vice president. So it really started about a year ago when I decided I was going to run. We had a different president at the time, but I just thought that where I really thought I could make the difference is when I started to go to school for public administration, because criminal justice didn't really teach me anything about unions and government stuff. But taking these classes, I said, I was learning so much. I said, I really think I could change and try to help everybody. Anybody knows, as a detective, even a lieutenant, you're limited to how much change you can do for everybody. And I knew I was never going to get promoted any higher than where I am. So I figured union president would be the best way to try to affect some positive change for everybody. I have a ton of ideas and plans in place that I think will help. I've talked to a lot of guys, whether they be former presidents or people that have done a lot of time on the e-board, and I think we've done a lot of good things, but a lot of stuff could be done better. I haven't been on the e-board, as everybody knows, so it's a negative that people say about me, as far as, well, you haven't really been involved in the union, why do you want to just jump and be president now? And I actually think it's a positive, as far as not being stuck in the ways that we've been doing it, and to be able to have open eyes. And it's easier to affect change if you're not part of the status quo.
Welcome to Spark City Smoke and Vape, located at 815 Lafayette Boulevard, Bridgeport, Connecticut.
All right, you guys, and welcome back to Live with Jason Rodriguez. Again, I'm the host of the show. We're broadcasting from our studio, Super Elite Entertainment Studio in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Listen, I want to let you guys know, if you know someone that should be featured on our show, visit our website at www.supereliteentertainment.com. Send us a message, send us a comment right there on the contact form, which is on the website. And I guarantee you that in turn, we will reach out to that person who you recommend to us. And hopefully we'll be able to have them here in our studio sitting on the hot seat. But Vinny, welcome back, brother.
Thank you.
Good video.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah, great cookout. I had about maybe 3 or 4 burgers that day.
Me too.
They were actually really good. The only difference between my burger and your burger is that mine was cooked like a hockey puck. Yours is like eating it raw. You like your beef raw.
I do. Medium rare.
I mean, he bit into the burger and blood started pouring down his chin. No, I'm just kidding. I'm exaggerating.
Pretty close.
But, Vinny, I think you did an outstanding job.
Thank you.
With that said, what I want to do is I want to provide you with an opportunity to speak directly into the camera, directly to the viewing audience right now.
Okay.
Your final words at this moment. Go for it, Vinny.
We deserve a union that represents all of us, from the 6-month patrolman to the 38-year veteran to the captains and deputy chiefs. So I can't make promises on what we can get in our next contract and what type of benefit packages we can get, but I can promise hard work, dedication, and accountability and complete transparency. It will be an open book. If it's knowledge that you can have, you will have it.
Excellent, Vinny. All right. Well said. Thank you so much. I'm sure that the viewing audience appreciates all the information you threw out there. You cast it out to them because the votes are due in the P.O. box by October 10th. The ballots have been sent out. Now it's the department's responsibility to respond accordingly. You guys, men and women, police officers from Bridgeport PD, now is your time to respond accordingly. Get those ballots filled out. Don't wait for the last minute. Drop those babies in the mailbox as soon as you can so that they can reach the P.O. box by October 10th, because they're going to be counted on the 11th, I believe, and by the 12th, you should more or less know who's the winner.
We'll know.
Yeah. All right. So, with that said, we're going to jump into what I call the shotgun questions. Vinny, you ready for that?
I guess
all right.
so.
So these are simple questions that I ask each and every guest who comes onto our show. Simple questions. I like these questions because they're intimate questions where it allows us to have a little better understanding of you as a human being.
Okay.
As a regular day-to-day person.
Yep.
All right. So, first question. What's your favorite song?
Oh, I don't have a favorite song. If it's 80s, 90s country, it's probably one of my favorite songs. I can listen to that all day long.
Okay.
Not many people probably know that about me.
So you country.
I am country.
You like country.
I'm very diverse in music, but I love 80s and 90s country music.
Cool. Yeah. I like country myself. I like Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson, those kind of singers.
I like them all.
And your favorite movie?
Anything that is based on actual events. I absolutely love factual movies and learning about history and how things developed. So I wouldn't say any specific movie. Maybe Heartbreak Ridge, even though that's, if you ask a Marine, it might be, real life, but more of a fiction.
Okay. What's your favorite food?
Not to pander to my Hispanic friends, but it's probably either chicken parm or Spanish food.
Spanish food.
Yeah, I pretty much eat Spanish food like 2 or 3 times a week.
Well, we got our buddy Z here from Spark City Smoking Vape, who's been introducing us to a whole bunch of Indian food. I think
chicken tikka masala is pretty good too.
There you go.
I've tried that lately.
What's your favorite sport?
To watch or play?
Watch.
To watch, probably football, only because of all the fantasy leagues that I'm involved in. But diehard Mets fan, so probably New York Mets baseball.
Yeah, and if I should say, that fantasy football league that you have going it's official, top-notch business.
Yeah.
I mean, I seen you guys at Brazos about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we take it serious.
I mean, it's not a joke.
No.
It's not a joke. So we'll leave it at that. Your favorite car?
Maserati.
Okay. I like Maseratis.
Yeah.
Favorite thing you like to read?
I like to read, or I have been reading. I love Vince Flynn, and not to steal off of Janice from last week, but James Patterson is one of my favorite authors.
Okay.
Vince Flynn and James Patterson. So they're fictional CIA espionage or police murder type books, and then leadership books.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Depends on what I'm in the mood for.
Favorite thing you like to do?
Spend time with the family. Whether it's the kids, my wife, my mom, anybody. Spend time with the family. Mm-hmm. We take it for granted, but as we get older, it's we wasted a lot of time working too many hours.
Overtime, 16 hours, 18 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
How many kids you have?
I have 4. I have 3 of my own and a stepdaughter who's 15.
Wow. All right, so you have your hands full.
Yep.
All right. What's your favorite word you like to use? Favorite word?
It's probably foul language. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe Z's the right person to ask that question, or my wife. I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay, we'll leave that one to know. What's your favorite sound or noise you like to hear the most?
It's not gonna sound that good, but
no, go for it.
I'm a fireman instructor. I love being on the range. I love the smell and the sound of shooting.
Nice.
I mean, not on the east side or in the north end, but on a real range, it's pretty awesome.
Other than your current profession, if Vinny Lariccia was able to do it all over again, what would Vinny do?
Teach. I don't know exactly what, but I do teach as an instructor, and it's definitely my other passion. So I'd be teaching something.
Cool.
I may still do it.
Okay. Last question. If heaven really exists, what do you want to hear God say to you when Vinny Lariccia arrives at the pearly gates?
I want to hear God say, welcome. And I'm hoping that he just envisions me as a innocent child when I get up there, you know? Forget all the struggle years. Just go up as a little kid that had no worries.
Excellent, Vinny, man. Well, with that said, we have come to the conclusion of the show.
Thank you.
I think you did an outstanding job. I think you hit 15 grand slams tonight, responding to the difficult questions that the viewing audience was asking you. And I just want to congratulate you myself on the outstanding job you did tonight.
Thanks, bro.
And, you know, I wish you the best. You know, I know you've been wanting this and you've been working hard at it. And hard work and dedication leads to results, and hopefully that result for you will be a victory under your belt October 12th when all the ballots come in.
Thank you.
All right. But with that said, thank you so much, Vinny. God bless you.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you for the opportunity. All right.
Thanks, Jack.
And I just want to thank each and every one of you who are watching right now. Again, it's on the screen. When you get a chance, go on to www.vinny2020.com. Visit the website. All the information on Vinny Lariccia is on there. His biography. The letter that he submitted to the, I guess when you were getting ready to submit your name for the ballots, right? I mean, whatever it is. But anyhow, all the information is on the website. Make sure you visit Vinny's website. Show your love. Show Vinny your support. He's willing to take a stand during a crucial, critical time where all police departments are facing so much scrutiny and controversy. And Vinny is willing to take that responsibility to become the president of his department right here in the city of Bridgeport, Connecticut. I just want to show this picture one more time. Little young Vinny Lariccia when he first joined the Bridgeport Police Department. A couple other pictures I want to show. Vinny right there when you graduated from Post Academy, when you graduated from, I believe, Boston University.
Yeah,
right?
That one.
And there's a picture of you when you were just in the Marines. You know, so again, show your support, show your love for Vinny Lariccia, who's running for the Bridgeport Police Department president. Vinny, I wish you nothing but the best. I wish you so much success. And just remember that once you come out victorious, Vinny, that you remember me in our studio right here in downtown Bridgeport. So you guys, again, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Make sure you tune in next week, next Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. I'm going to have the Iceman, J Ice or J Nice. Jay Piccarillo, owner of Michelizi's Ice Cream Company, which is located here in Bridgeport, will be here next week on the hot seat with me. Man, listen, I'm telling you, we're going to have a good time next week the same way we had tonight. Again, thank you guys so much. Have a good night. God bless. And we will do it again next Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Same time, same place, same channel. Have a good night, guys. God bless.